seeing if the Buddhist chants for peace in the past machine and this machine can compete. I know, I may still do that experiment. I've decided that I don't need anybody to use me to help themselves figure it out their own way. Oh, weird, huh? Oh. It gets a little loud. Can you imagine that duality? You know. It's kind of like mothers and fathers fighting. Sticking together. I mean, can you hear them? I'll make this one check. I like how that, like windows. Remember I had said something about windows into my pane? Window panes. Remember also I said I'm not really here for Stephen. He didn't ever have to learn his lesson. He already knew it. Oh, there is about that. Oh, you can't see what I can see though. It's different. I'm gonna stop, like, letting people think that I was to blame. And let that fall on whose shoulders it should fall on. I already found my path. Which still includes my 2 daughters, Savea and Mia. And I don't forget about those things like the police were watching me at Cabrini. That's because Tara, Beth Haynes, and all those others made you out to be a monster, Stephen. And you were right. They stole your identity and posted horrible things about you online. But you won't try to prove it, you'll just say it. And that'll be their hell forever. And you tried to help. I told Sean about it all the time. And he's like, you keep bringing it up. Digging into my soul. No. Sometimes that has to happen. Remember I said about if you don't learn from the past, you keep reliving it. And maybe this is some kind of soul cleansing place where others are trying to learn to get their souls clean. I never needed Stephen's soul clean. I'm proud of my life. You know, I was. And I still am. I have a lot to say. And I don't need any judgments on my life. You know, I was proud that I had 2 beautiful daughters. And I don't care what anybody thinks about it. If they have to go to hell to figure that out themselves, let them. And if some people have to cry until they figure out their own internal discombobulation, I don't know, let them. If people want to be, or others want to be like supportive and like, yeah, we hear you. It's not right, and it's not fair. Then fine. I am not ever going to forget those 2 girls, Sadea and Mia. And I will find them. Well, I keep them outside of that reach of that non-duality existence. And I am sick and tired of listening to, whatever. Who rips their, daughters need their father, And I said no one will replace Stephen Philip Lindquist. And no shell of a being there living my life right now will ever compare to me. This one. Don't you think I already thought about that? Changing time. Making me relive all of this over again until I learn to love that cow. I told you already, I do love her. I shouldn't have said that. See how that anger just comes from a source other than my normal self? I should show you the beautiful pictures I keep of her still. I won't though, because it's out of respect for her. And see how I do that? And they messed with my photos. And chicken. It's a clue to someplace in Galway. I guess no one knows about that either. I can tell you that it was a little bar that had many rooms in it, and there was local music being played all the time. It was a beautiful place. So, see that anger subsided. But I mean that. I mean that if this is some place to clean other people's souls for their wrongs that they did to Stephen Philip Lindquist, they're on their own. I'll continue to post things and give people insight or others insight into my life. But there is no going back and changing any aspect of my life. There isn't. I'm proud of it. And I don't care what others say about it. Or what people or, any beings say about it. It was a good life. It still is. Come on here. Let's see what he looks like. Oh, where's your beady eyes? Oh. Look, let's see your eyes. Oh, see, they're different. Can you imagine what animals see? What? He's not an animal. Right? I just thought that too. I wish you could see how the fan makes the feather on happiness move around. I gotta call the Seminole Indian tribe today too. They might have to come to terms with what my family may have done and then became, and then, what we all are together. That might shock a couple people in Native American communities. I think some of them know. And maybe that's why they were so angry. Some of the leaders knew. It was an old teaching. There was a connection. And I honestly believe they spoke to people in different areas of the world at that time, even though they weren't together. I mean, I got the chills on that one. And I did say this today, that if you grow up to be, I would not be happy. And Mia, you cannot just be running rampant all over the place. I'm sure, dye your hair any color you want. And tattoos, I'm not against those. You know that. But you better love each other. And you know what? I told you already, you don't have to like each other all the time. That's not how it works. But you need to come to terms with that. That who your real dad is. It's funny I haven't heard from the court. Oh, I think they're afraid. I think they're afraid because I keep throwing it back on them. Right? Tricky, huh? Make them be the judge, and I just remove myself from it. Make them hand out judgment, and then make them live with that forever. I don't think that'll live. That they won't live very much. I also said no harm would come to Tara. I see her sometimes in my mind screaming and saying, "Please, Stephen, stop. I can't handle what you're telling me. I didn't know any of that before." And I know she felt bad. I don't think a lot of people knew what was going on inside my mind before. And you know what? I did hide in books and stuff. I did. Because it kept my mind busy. It kept my mind focused on something other than a lot of other things. Now I feel free to just focus on whatever I see in my mind. I don't wonder what would have happened if that would have been the case a long time ago. Like I said, no one can reach back. And my memory will always be the same. I will always have those memories. Even though people try to get rid of them. There were stories, and not just from Dune. I remember, there's stories in every spiritual tradition. Not religious traditions, but spiritual traditions. So I'm like, why am I doing this stuff? Why? Well, I said it one time so Ricky wouldn't have to do it. Because he's not strong enough. He would have let power go to his head. And then he would have fallen. Rick here doesn't even know. I guess I can tell him. Dad's best friend in Vietnam who he fought with was named Jack. And there was a family member named Jack in our family. So, now you know, Rick. Oh. Nothing. Yeah, this one just went to sleep. Anyways, I said I was going to make this short. Okay, love y'all.